There is grant money available for people who need help because of the pandemic, but be careful what you apply for. Someone sent the Verify team a social media post claiming FEMA is putting checks in the mail. Investigative reporter Cheryl Mercedes found out that's not true.
The Facebook post claims if you've worked any during the COVID-19 pandemic, FEMA has finally authorized a one-time $2,800 check for hazard pay. It includes FEMA's logo with a link to apply. This one post has been shared over 8,000 times. Cheryl asked the Verify team to look into it. Our source for this is the Federal Emergency Management Agency. FEMA executed the Lost Wages program in August, providing billions of dollars to states to help with their unemployment claims. The funding allows states to provide at least an extra $300 per week to people who lost their jobs because of COVID-19. But as far as relief money for people who continue to work during the pandemic, FEMA states on its website no federal assistance was given in the form of hazard pay, nor has FEMA directly paid individuals. So we can verify this claim is false. FEMA has added a coronavirus rumor control section to its website to address these kinds of claims. By the way, it's always a good idea to check with the agency offering the grant opportunity before you fill out any kind of application that asks for your personal information. With your Verify, I'm Cheryl Mercedes.
Thank you, Cheryl. If you have something for our Verify team to check out, send the questions to verify@khou.com. Also reach us on Facebook or Twitter.